So Toufan Sharifi making his way to the red corner. His opponent heading for the blue corner, making his way to the ring with those characteristic side steps, is Julio Cesar CRUZ of Cuba. So the referee brings both boxers to center ring to receive the final instructions. Naim Ramaj of Croatia will be the third man in the roped arena. So we're underway then. Action from the third preliminary round of the 92 kilogram heavyweight tournament. It's the second bout of Belgrade 2021 for both of these boxers. The man wearing blue, who has already scored with 3 left jabs up on his toes, moving around the boxing ring as he snakes out another lead left hand, is Julio Cesar CRUZ. 6th appearance at a World Championships. Has won medals at each and every edition. Beautiful counter right hand. The man wearing red, who is being put on the end of these beautifully timed lead lefts, is Toufan Sharifi, 23 years of age, part of a 10-deep Iranian boxing team. 2019 National Championship medalist, retaining the title that he won the year before to make him a 2-time national champion of Iran. I saw him in the Asia-Oceania qualification event where he was Olympic qualification event in Amman in Jordan, where he made it through to the quarterfinals, so thereby didn't make it through to the Olympics. As for Julio Cesar CRUZ, he was at the Olympic Games as he continues to score with a spearing left jab, and he claimed his 2nd consecutive gold medal. This one up in the 91 kilogram heavyweight division, as it was in Tokyo, adding to the Rio gold he won at light heavyweight in 2016. But what a run of success he's enjoyed on the World Championship stage. 4 consecutive gold medals in 2011, 13, 15, and 17. Came away with a bronze in 2019, and it was after that defeat to the eventual gold medalist that he moved up to 91 kilogram heavyweight. And he's a boxer who may well have benefited from the extra year's delay to the Olympic Games to become more accustomed to the new weight class after boxing with such aplomb down at 81 kilograms for the best part of a decade. Moving up after 2019, had that extra year to acclimatize, and my goodness, didn't he box his way brilliantly through that tournament, winning 4 contests out of 4, culminating in a comfortable win over the reigning world champion Muslim Gadzi Magomedov, who simply couldn't get to grips with this man's fleet-footed style. And Sharifi is having similar difficulties, swinging and missing, with CRUZ seemingly in range, and his movement bringing a round of applause from the crowd here at the Stark Arena. They know what they're watching, and what they have seen over the course of that first 3 minutes is a man who is almost impossible to tag cleanly. I say almost because it has been done down at 81 kilograms, but when his radar and flow were working like this, Well, it's very difficult indeed. 10-9 across the board. As Peraza just using the space of the boxing ring to terrific effect. Well, from the opening bell, he was finding the range with singles, principally from the lead left hand like that, and then bringing right crosses into play. And Sharifi not able to land anything solid or significant, certainly not on a consistent basis. CRUZ looking to keep his concentration and continue the success he enjoyed in the first 3 minutes. So we go into the second round then. After receiving a bye in the first preliminary round, Sharifi prevailed in a hard-fought physical affair against Alexander Moravich of Austria, the 3-time national champion of the European nation. Left hook to the body, not too far away from Sharifi, but CRUZ successfully expanding the distance once again before coming back with a jab. He helping the referee, CRUZ, and saying, well, hold on a minute, did you not see that infringement? Left hand to the body on the resumption from the man in blue, and then there's that disruptive lead left hand once again, spearing right cross to the body. Possesses a terrific reach, and you ally that with his qualities of timing and reflex, and well, he has a reputation of not being a puncher, CRUZ, because he's content to pile up the points, but when he sits down and snakes in that jab, let me tell you, it comes out like a riding crop on occasion. And in the 5-round format of World Series boxing, I've seen him really put it on some opponents and check their chin and conditioning thoroughly over the longer contest of the 5 3-minute round duration. And now that he's moved up to 92 kilograms, any boxer with any semblance of technique, there's going to be a lot of weight behind that shot. And CRUZ tends to hit his opponents with an awful lot of them without taking very much in return. And that's how he's conducting himself here now. Look at the way that left hand got between the defenses of Sharifi, who is continuing to press, trying to close the distance, but the jab is continually keeping him off balance. Same shot, same success, delivered with such variety. And the reflexes appearing on point because, again, down at 81 kilograms after he was stopped by Khalil Ko in the Chemistry Cup a few summers ago in Halle. And prior to that, when Josh Boatzy put him on the canvas in Doha in 2015 at the World Championships there, well, there was talk that CRUZ may have lost, oh, beautiful counter right hand again, may have lost a bit of his reflex, demonstrating that that's not the case here. But the point I'm making is, having gone up 10 kilograms, for the most part, there are going to be outliers and exceptions, of course, but for the most part, the boxers are going to be slower than the athletes he was facing down at 81. So, of course, CRUZ probably giving away a fair amount of natural size, probably strength, but he's going to have the edge in speed over the majority of 92 kilogram heavyweight boxers that he faces. And again, it's the conundrum that every boxer moving up faces. Can they deal with the physicality? Can the bigger man deal with the speed? As another unanimous points decision verdict returned in favor of CRUZ, 3 scorecards of 10-8. So terrific work once again by Julio Cesar CRUZ. And Sharifi remaining committed, but finding this man very difficult to land cleanly upon. So into the third and final round then, and given the context of the scorecards, Toufan Sharifi, the 2-time national champion of Iran, He's going to need a stoppage. Now again, that's not beyond the realms of possibility. So he has to remain concentrated, he has to remain committed. But such composure, always in evidence from CRUZ. But increasingly, with every passing second, SHARIFI is entering the realm of needing a knockout, a single shot knockout. Jab backing up SHARIFI, and again, that's an example of how much pop he's able to put on that lead left hand. CRUZ sporting a knee brace in this contest. And when you're a boxer who goes about your trade in the manner that he does, the last thing you want is any problems with your wheels. But the manner in which he's glided around the boxing ring here through the first two completed rounds suggests that there's nothing wrong in that regard at all, and that may just be a comfort or indeed a support thing, as a product is supposed to provide. So halfway through the opening round, and look at the reluctance for SHARIFI to engage, not because he's facing a devastating hitter, but invariably when he attempts to let his hands go, CRUZ is no longer there, and then he'll find a shot coming in from an alternative angle other than the one which he was expecting. So very, very difficult mission indeed for SHARIFI. He's still in search of the one shot that will turn this contest on its head, but look at that right hand single thrown over the head. And you can't really come with flurries against this man because, as he demonstrated there, he's no longer there when you're looking to unload. And then he came back with a double left jab before SHARIFI could adjust. Another mesmerizing display from Julio Cesar CRUZ. He has to remain switched on because SHARIFI is a heavy-handed individual. But so far, he hasn't found anything solid to land those heavy hands upon. And again, watching, waiting. Terrific ring generalship being demonstrated by Julio Cesar CRUZ. And again, an example of how inhibition can be induced in different ways, not just by the threat of a devastating KO puncher or a heavy-handed sledgehammer hitter, but by a man who possesses such skill that if you do let your hands go, well, he can make you be put on the wrong end of a highlight with a fancy move or a clever change of angle and a scoring single. Have to credit the commitment of Toufan SHARIFI, excuse me. He competed with everything that he had, but he just did not have the requisite tools to make life comfortable for Julio Cesar CRUZ, and he will be going through to the 92-kilogram heavyweight quarterfinals. And look at that respect from the corner of the Iranian boxer. So the familiar celebration of Julio Cesar CRUZ, and that is wonderful to see that sportsmanship, and look at that standing ovation from the coaches of the Iranian boxer. That is wonderful to see because their man had just had a valuable learning experience, a 23-year-old from Tehran, sharing the ring with one of the best to ever do it, Julio Cesar CRUZ, acknowledging all sides of the Stark Arena here. He goes through to the quarterfinal stage on a mission to claim his 5th World Championship gold medal, adding to the 4 that he won at light heavyweight between 2011 and 2017. Some of the highlights from that contest: Toufan SHARIFI from Iran, well, he will have learned heaps from that experience. We'll see Julio Cesar CRUZ again in a couple of days' time in the evening session, where he'll face off against Sadam Magomedov, the home boxer representing Serbia.